Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care, and I'm here with Louie, the Doodle, and we're going to be working on the down command. So I've been working with him on sit, and I'm going to use a little bit of food to lure him into the down position. And I'm going to do it starting from having him in a sit position, but I'm not going to say sit because I don't want a pattern saying sit and then down, sit down, sit down, sit down, and then in the future, when I ask him to sit, he may then slide into a down or anticipate that I'm going to ask him for a down. So it's very easy to get a dog into a sitting position. Let's go. Just by using the food to lure, right? Their butt hits the ground. So I didn't actually say it, I'm just using the food to lure him. Good. And then I'm going to use the food to lure him into the down position. I'm going to put the food to his nose and go very slowly to the ground. And when his belly hits the ground, then I'll say good, I'll mark it with good and give him the food. Good. Okay? That's it. So that's just the beginning. Break. And then we use break for a release word. That lets him know he can get out of that command. We'll do it again. And just, take a couple steps, just enough to get him up out of that down. And then do it again. Good. So I'm not using the command yet. I'm just luring him into position and marking it with good when his belly hits the ground, because that's the down. Good boy. Break. Good boy. Food to the nose, go super slow. Good. Good boy. Good job, bud. And, your dog may pop right back up. If that happens, you work your way up slowly. You can mark it with good and give them additional food and then release them. Break. Good boy. Good boy. Good. And once they start to get the hang of it, that hand moving downward, they know, basically what I'm teaching him is when his belly hits the ground, he's getting the food. So he's picking up on that and going down in the down position more quickly because he knows that's when he's going to get the food, right? It might take your dog a little bit longer. Down can be challenging for some dogs. So take your time. Don't worry if they don't do it right away. If you're doing this and their head pops up, you bring your hand right back up to their nose and lure them back down, okay? Let's go, break. And I'm using his food. You might need something higher value to start with to get your dog into that down. If once you put your hand to the ground, keep it there as long as they're kind of trying to work the food out of your hand. Don't say anything, just keep it quiet. I'm talking to you, but I wouldn't be saying anything to him while I was doing this other than good when his belly hit the ground, right? And releasing him with a break. Break. Good boy. Now again, I have a leash on him so that he can't just walk off, right? That's important when you're training your dog. Good. All right. So once he starts going down pretty quickly, or once your dog starts going down pretty quickly like that, then you can start to add the command. Break. Good. And just before I'm going to put my hand with the food to his nose, and I'm going to say down and then lower it, okay? Down. Good. Good job. As you can see, he's getting a little more food motivated. Took him a little bit, took him a few days, but he's working for it now. Break. Good boy. Down. Good. Still saying good when his belly hits the ground, marking that he's getting it right. Now again, your dog may pop right back up. If they do, lure them right back into that down position. Or, you know, when you're down there, just kind of hold the food away from them a little bit before you give it to them, just to make them wait just a few moments. Break. And then slowly or gradually build up the time you make them wait before you actually give them the food, okay? Forward. Down. Good. Okay, so the next step would be, I've got a leash and collar on him. I'm going to start to add some leash pressure because I don't want to always have to bend down, by the way, or use food. So I'm going to start to pair this with a little bit of leash pressure, downward leash pressure. And gradually I'm going to wean off of this. Right now I'm luring, which means I'm actually luring him with the food into the down position, but I want to transition from luring to rewarding, which means I can get him into the down and then the food appears. Okay, right now I'm actually using the food by luring to get him into the down. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit, tiny bit of leash pressure, down. Good. Again, Louie's pretty great. So some dogs, when they first feel that pressure, just even the tiniest bit, it's distracting to them and they get confused and they kind of freeze. Just hang in there with them until they go with the food. They kind of get over it and then go down with the food, okay? Forward. Break. Good. Down. Good. And I'm just going to do these reps, drills, over and over and over. Then I also don't want to have to bend down, so I'm going to start working on using my foot on the leash for the leash pressure, just very gently pressing downward and then rewarding with the food. And I'll show you what that looks like. Break. By the way, it's raining and thundering out right now, so which is a great time to work with your dog. He can hear the sound, especially young dogs. This is, you know, fairly new for him, so he can hear the sound. We're actually out there on the deck doing some of these drills. He can hear the sound, but we're working through it, and you know, he's having to focus on the training. He's not nervous about it. If your dog is nervous about it, this is the best thing to do, is just work with them and work them through it. Okay, so here we go. Down. Good. Good boy. Good boy, Louie. Good job, good boy. Break. Good boy. Show you that again. I'm going to drop the leash. Down. Good. So what I'm doing is, good boy. Got the leash dropped to the ground. My foot is not stepping on it. I'm just kind of hovering my foot over it so I can pull up with this hand as he goes in, you know, as I start to put some downward leash pressure. But as he starts going down, I want to continue to pull up to keep the pressure on until his belly hits the ground. Okay, once his belly hits the ground, the pressure goes away. So it's very minimal pressure in his case too, by the way. So, and it's basically teaching him that he can turn off the pressure by laying down. Okay, in the future we'll teach him how to avoid the pressure altogether. But right now, I'm just guiding him into that down with the leash. Break. Good boy. Down. Good. Good boy. Good job, Louie. Right, and then I would start building up where I can move around. Good. Mark it with good and give him some food as I move around him. Good boy. Break. Good. Good boy. All right. So that's the beginnings of the down with Louie. And again, using food, using the leash, down. Boy. Good boy. Good. Right? Just the beginning. Leash guidance, a little bit of food, and you know, we'll get to what we're going to do thousands of repetitions. So we'll get to where I won't even have to do this, I'll just stand here and say it and he'll go into it down. All right? So if you have any questions, post them in the comments section. Good. Or email me at info@gooddogcoaching.com. Look forward to hearing from you and answering any questions you might have about this or anything else. All right? Take care.